Listen close. Imagine the clink of crystal glasses in a hushed Boston steakhouse. The kind where deals get sealed over prime rib and aged scotch. It's my birthday. Or so I thought. There I sat. Elena Brooks, 34 years old. Heart still raw from burying my mom last year. Smiling across the table at my little brother Ethan. 7 years my junior. The kid I'd raised like my own shadow after dad bailed and mom worked double shifts at the hospital. I'd been his rock, walking him to school in our Beacon Hill neighborhood, bandaging his scraped knees, shielding him from the neighborhood bullies who called him the orphan boy. Even after I married David, a sharp investment banker at Fidelity. And we had our daughter Lily. Ethan stayed family first. Sunday potlucks. Holidays crammed around mom's oak table. That was us. Unbreakable. Or so I believed. But tonight, the air thickened like fog rolling off the Charles River. Ethan had invited me and David here. All apologies after that blowout 3 weeks back. Let me make it right. Sis, he'd said on the phone. Voice soft as the old days. Your birthday dinner. My treat. Isabella's coming too. Isabella, the whirlwind he'd met at a charity gala 6 months ago. All silk dresses and sharp eyes that sized up our lives like a hawk eyeing prey. She'd swept in with her financial consulting talk. But something about her always set my teeth on edge. Like she was calculating the worth of mom's antique silver behind that painted smile. We clinked champagne, Dom Perignon. Fancy for my brother's budget, and dug into oysters I hadn't ordered. Ethan chatted about work at his tech startup. The weather turning crisp. Anything but the elephant in the room, mom's will. She'd left me the family Victorian in Beacon Hill. That creaky jewel worth $1.2 million. The home where she'd fought breast cancer to the end. Where I'd moved in to nurse her through chemo nights. Ethan got $250,000 cash from her stocks fair, she'd said, since I'd shouldered the care while he chased dreams in Silicon Valley. I'd handled the estate as her executor, dotting every I at the law office downtown. He seemed okay with it then. Paid off loans. Bought a sleek condo in Back Bay. New normal. Right? Wrong. As the entrees arrived, filet mignon bleeding red, Ethan cleared his throat. Elena. David. About mom's estate. My fork froze. Isabella leaned in. Nails like talons tapping the linen. It feels unbalanced. You know? The house ties up so much equity while we're scraping by for the wedding. Ethan nodded. Eyes avoiding mine. We have a fix. A family trust. Pool everything the house. The rest of the investments. Equal shares. Equal say. You'd still live there. Sis. But when it sells. We split fair. Fair? The word landed like a slap. I glanced at David. His jaw tight as a vault. Behind an ornate mahogany screen. Shadows shifted 3 suits. Briefcases gleaming under low lights. Lawyers. Ambush. My blood ran cold. Memories flashing, mom's frail hand in mine during her last good day. Whispering. Protect what's ours. Elena. Blood doesn't always mean loyalty. She'd updated the will 6 months healthy. Knowing Ethan's new fiancé was trouble. But this? My own brother. Weaponizing family ties to grab what I'd bled for. You're joking, I whispered. Voice steady, but insides twisting like barbed wire. Isabella slid a thick folder across the table, legalese dense as fog. Just sign. Elena. It's for all of us. Weddings cost a fortune. We need the liquidity. Ethan flushed. Mom would have wanted us together. You got the lion's share already. Lion's share? I'd given up promotions. Sleep. My sanity wiping vomit from her chin while he partied. The betrayal sank claws deep. Ripping open scars from mom's death the nights I'd sobbed alone. David holding me. whispering we'd rebuild. Now this? Silence stretched, heavy as a shroud. I scanned the papers, power of attorney clauses. My home's deed transferable. Not sharing. Stealing. David's hand gripped mine under the table, grounding me. This isn't a discussion, he said low, pulling out his phone. It's coercion. And those guys behind the screen? They're witnesses to attempted fraud. One lawyer stepped out tall. Slick Gerald from Harlan and Associates. MS. Brooks. We're here to mediate. Mediate? In my birthday steak? Rage simmered, building like a storm off the Atlantic. Ethan sputtered. It's fair. You hoard everything. Isabella's eyes narrowed. Triumphant. Sign. Or things get messy. Family helps family. Messy? Oh. It exploded then. I stood, chair screeching. Messy is burning what Mom built. You think I'd hand over her home, the one I saved her in, to fund your circus wedding? Voices rose. Diners staring. David recorded every word. Massachusetts law allows it in suspected crimes. The lawyers paled as he rattled off statutes. Undue influence. Elder abuse echoes. Disbarment threats. They bolted like rats from a sinking ship. Muttering misunderstanding. Isabella hissed. This isn't over, dragging Ethan out. He glanced back. Eyes haunted shame? Or just caught? We left the untouched feast. David toasting with scavenged bubbly. To cutting toxic ties. But sleep evaded me that night. Digging through Mom's safe next dawn. I found it. A PI report dated 4 months pre-death. Isabella Vargas. A.K. Vargas, multiple aliases, serial predator targeting elders. 3 botched engagements to wealthy widowers. Forged POAs. Settlements hushed. Fired from a Wellesley eldercare firm for siphoning funds. Mom had known. Protected us from the grave. Heart shattered anew, her silence. Her foresight. All to shield us from Ethan's blind love. Ethan called hours later. Voice cracked. Sis. Isabella's laptop. She's been plotting since before Mom's diagnosis. Targeting you next. He came over. Broken. Spilling texts, her glee at isolating the cash cow, plans to forge my signature post-wedding. She controls my accounts now, deposits gone. Fury boiled. But beneath? Grief for the boy I'd mothered. Pretend all's fine, I urged. We'll flip the script. At your wedding. Public. Undeniable. He nodded. Steele returning. David's PI confirmed. Isabella's web spanned 12 victims. Complaints buried in civil suits. No jail yet. But we'd change that. Wedding eve, Isabella cornered me at a North End cafe. Threats veiled as advice. Convince Ethan to sign. Or Lily's school gets anonymous tips. Accidents happen. My daughter? The line crossed into abyss. I smiled cold. See you tomorrow. Dawn brought heatwave swelter to the Fairmont Copley Ballroom, $50K orchids. String quartet. 150 guests in her curated circle, socialites. Aging marks sheet-eyed next. Ethan stood ultra-pale as she glided down. Gown a crystal waterfall masking venom. Vows began. Speak now. Ethan broke. I object. Gasps. He waved transfers. House deed pre-signed with my forged name. She's defrauded us since day one. I rose, folder in hand. Voice echoing like Judgment Day. Isabella Vargas preyed on grief, my mom's. Your dad's. 12 others. Proof here. David's audio boomed her cafe threats. Victims in seats stood. Testifying scars. Police cuffed her mid-scream. You owe me. Arson followed, Mom's house torched that night. Flames devouring memories. But Mom's mailbox letter survived. Walls burn. Love doesn't. Rebuild together. Trial crushed her, 18 years for fraud. Extortion. Arson. Victims united. Civil suits reclaimed every dime. We rebuilt the Victorian brick by brick, Ethan's penance. My healing. Family? Forged in betrayal's fire. Unbreakable. Isabella rotted alone. Her legacy ash. We? Whole. Stronger. That's the cost of choices. Hers destroyed her. Ours saved us.